you can move to East Africa. New history, East Africa. I don't know how many of you are sharing. How many of you who have watched that YouTube video? Mr. Amdala sent to the group.
The one for slave trade.
The one for?
Penina, scroll up to slave trade. Down, go down.
The one for slave trade.
Watch that video.
You have watched it, eh?
Yes.
Okay. So, then I was still very far. Just scroll. You have not even reached migrations.
Scroll quickly.
Scroll quickly. Why don't you scroll yours? Disturbing. Yeah. Who is this one using Technopop 2 Plus? We told you to use your names. Now you're using Technopop 2 Plus. Is that a name of a human being? Then continue. You're on the right track.
Then now go to organizations, down.
Okay. Okay. It is there. Okay, so I first question people, those ones who watched the video, hope you got something from there.
Yes.
Okay, hope you got something there, because it's what we're going to look at, and probably look at something else, which will be about the effects of slave trade. Reason being why we put it there faster. Even I think we put it there a long time ago, but few people had watched it. So I put them there for you to help you in case you are reading. And by the time we come here for the lessons, at least you have a clue on what you are going to have. So that we prepare those questions where you feel like it is not okay, or where you feel like it is you are not understanding it well. That's when it comes in. So when you look at the organization of slave trade in East Africa, when you look in that aspect, many people try to write the organization of long distance trade instead of slave trade. But what we should put in our minds or to our brain, it is that these trades, despite of them having similar things within themselves, some of them, these trades were different. Okay, we have to understand that these trades were different. If you understand that these trades are different, it implies that everything which will be set onto that, it will be easy for us to understand and write about it. That question came last year when the Southerners, I remember we discussed that question paper of senior fours of last year. So that question, when it came, it was about the organization of slave trade. But many human beings were writing about the organization of long distance trade. Despite of these two trades having a kind of similar organization, some things were different. So we should not only base on those points to write about the organization of long distance trade, yet we are talking about slave trade. So hope that one will be fine and it will be cleared. So that's why we made that video and sent it to you earlier so that you can go through and you make questions, okay? And you make questions to tell us what you feel like. This one is not moving on right. This one, I didn't understand this when explaining, among others. So that's how it has been. Okay, so now we move to the question or to the work itself. The organization of slave trade. When I look about the organization of slave trade, we talk about some different aspects. You'll go back to the video and watch it after the lesson, or even after some time, because I tried to note down those aspects when I was having that chalkboard in front of me. Right now, I can't write on the TV because you don't have got anything from there. So that is it. So for the organization, one, we have the points there. I'm going to go through them, explain them, and we look at a simpler way of how the things could happen. Okay. So one, we talk about I've talked about the interior tribes. Okay. Many interior tribes involved themselves in the trade, and the examples of those interior tribes are many. If there are many, it implies that you can give any example you wish to give or you wish to write down, because it is there, and you can do and you can give it. The Nyamwezi, the Kamba, the Kamba, the Chaga, the Banyoro. You can write about Yobunyoro because it is also there. The Baganda can also write about the Baganda because it is also there. Okay. So from there, we move to another aspect. And that aspect, it's all about, the point is about the coastal trades. I'll differentiate them when it comes back to the summary bit of it. Those ones who would have not got it right, you'll go back on that YouTube channel, and you'll get all that information, okay, that explanation. Then the raids were done, okay. It were done among themselves, the states within states. That's why we talk about neighbors. So states raided their own neighbors to get slaves, and of which these slaves were sold to the Arabs and the Swahilis. Okay, the slaves are sold to the Arabs and the Swahilis. So this implies that whoever was got by that time, you had no option but to move in to those people. They take you, and you And that's life, okay? They serve you out. They give them money, and for them, they leave you there. So the exchange, we talked about the commercial transaction, which was done. That is in terms of talking about the examples or in the introduction. Point number 3, slaves also acquired through handpicking, and sometimes unfortunate members of the society are the ones who are handpicked, okay? The criminals, the witches, among others. So you'll be here bewitching your friends. The moment we get you, just that nowadays, it is not there. Anyway, the slave trade which is there nowadays, it is normal, eh? You pay for it. Human beings pay for it to happen in their life. But if it was that by that time, we could get you, sell you off, or even give you in as charity. So that to make the society survive. You go with your behaviors somewhere else. Another point which follows there is about the massive raids which were done. And in these raids were done at night. The major massive raids which were done, they were done at night. And many people are taken, the young men and women. Normally when I'm in slave trade and I talk about trades, I refer mostly to that movie. I enjoyed it very much. Where people were raided at night and they were taken. Okay? So it becomes a survival for the fittest. The very young ones, they leave them. The very old ones, they also don't take them. Sometimes they could kill them, the very old ones, due to fear of revenge. But the young ones, they'll leave them and they suffer. Women, depending on the needs of those people have come to raid. If at all they wanted women, they could take them. If at all they want men more than the women, and they feel like, we are taking the women you are taking are going to be our wives, they could also take a few they want. But for the men, whoever was young, energetic like me, okay, young and energetic like me, we couldn't survive. You know, as you have 6 packs, people like to take us because they think that we have that energy. Eh? So,
Lol.
What?
Aha.
You want?
Lol.
Now, I mean, are you denying? Eh? You are denying.
Yes.
You ask now. You ask Lukwago. Lukwago knows. Lukwago knows. Not ever seen. Not ever seen. So, Ante Mariam, I'm saying you want to start denying Yorubega. Hey, there are 6 packs here. I work out for them, eh? So they could take us to energetic with 6 packs because they know we could handle the items.
Teacher is telling the truth.
Hey, you see? Yes, Sibia is there. Hey, Sibia is there. You're busy there when you are training.
Prove it.
Maybe you have paid her.
No, I take paying for what? Sibia knows
You
the truth.
post.
I post my 6 packs.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, and we see them.
You will die. You will say, Banang, you have been missing.
Now a teacher take her.
You will say, Banang, look at this dude, Banang. So that is it. Mingala knows that. Mingala, you know, and you are there hiding. So,
I don't know.
So, anyway, the good thing me I have, I will post for you. I will post in your group. You wait. I'm going to post in your group.
Okay.
We
You
are
wait, we're going to-
waiting.
We are
waiting.
Hey.
Yeah.
I tell you, after
We are
I'm going to
don't lie.
and
We
you'll be
shall
like,
wait and see.
Banange. Eh?
You never
You'll be
know,
like,
teacher.
this movie star. Yay. So,
Happy.
so that is it. So those were all about the raids. Those who remember that movie, there's that guy called Jaguar and many of his friends and the village. It was raided and the people were taken because people at that side were sacrificing for God's sake, because they've been having over. It was hunger, it was famine. It was famine taking them off. It was too hot. They have not received rain. What and what. So all those things which happened. Then from the massive raids, we go to the interior tribes, where the interior tribes are always at war with each other. We can take an example of the Baganda and the Banyoro. Those ones are fighting. Up to now, there are still those who fight. Not even fighting like normal fighting, but they have that hatred within themselves. So they continue with that. So which means in case they get any chance of fighting these people, they'll fight. If they get any chance of taking these people as slaves and selling them off, they'll do that so that they get satisfied. So those tribes, or those wars which used to happen in the interior amongst these people, or amongst the tribes, they defeated society. It was the only society to provide slaves. If at all the Basoga are fighting with the Baganda, and the Baganda win, obvious, yeah? The Baganda win. So the Basoga will be the ones to provide slaves, because they have lost the war. If the Basoga fight with the Batoro, because the Batoro are naturally soft-spoken and the Basoga are rough, and the Basoga are rough, it implies that the Banyoro will have no option, the Batoro, but they will have to provide slaves. If the Bachiga fight the Banyankole, this Bahima, because the Bahima to waste. The Bahima people don't have energy to waste. They move. As long as they are their animals, they get milk and meat to eat. It's up to you. Do whatever you want. So the Bachiga come from cover with their energy. They fight them and they win. The Bahima will have to provide slaves. Okay, so that was life, and that's how it used to be. Whoever loses provides slaves to another group which has won. Then there is also a point of middlemen. Middlemen are also used to acquire slaves in the interior and then transport them to the coast. When talking about the point of middlemen, we have heard about these words of brokers. Okay, hope you have heard about the word brokers. These people who intermediate.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so those are the ones who refer to as middlemen. It's now when Penina starts to speak. Okay, if Penina starts to speak, the normal language, the other indigenous language, I may not be in position to understand. Okay, so someone should be there to interpret for me what Penina is saying. If at all that person wants to lie to me, that person will lie. Because the person will speak the Luganda I understand after Penina speaking the indigenous language. Penina may be, let me see. Penina is a Msoga, not so. Or a Mchiga.
Not Chama Muganda.
Sure.
Yes.
What did I see with that name?
Nedirangu.
Geganje. Oh, Lion. Lion, leopard.
Leopard.
Oh, leopard. Hey. Oh, okay. So it was just an example anyway. So somebody who knows Luchiga will stand in to translate for me who knows Luganda. So when that person wants to lie to me, even if in Luchiga they say, you are good, we like you, everything is fine with you, we will move on. At last they expected, so leave their daughter alone. So that person may have interest also, the middleman may have interest in the items is said. That person may have interest in the items you are selling. So they'll be to degrade them to show that they have no value, but at the same time, they make the other person who is buying to like they put more value in the commodity to the person who is buying, and they devalue the commodity to the person who is selling it. So you'll find that those people are the ones who they normally benefit a lot in that business because they take from both sides. They take from the buyer and they also take from the seller. So from that middlemanship, slaves were then loaded with goods like ivory and minerals, and among others, on their heads, and they used to move with them. Okay, they even used to be chained together. They chain you. There is a chain in the neck, even in the legs. So there is no way you can run. The moment you have to run as a group. And they used to chain like 20, sometimes 30, depending on the number they want. Even 10 they could chain, but imagine 10 people, even if you are changed 3. I remember on sports day we wanted to make that. We wanted to make that run. To put it there as a fun game. Just that COVID came in. 2 people running as one. We get your right leg with somebody's left leg. We tie them. So we call it a 3-legged race. Okay? This one leg, we refer to it as one, which means you have to be with communication of the highest level for you people not to fall. Because like it or not, people are going to fall. Okay? It was obvious because someone is a lefter or someone feels like, okay, I'm right-handed, but at least I feel my energy in the left. And somebody else, the energy is in the right. So there is no way these legs could be cooperative. So you look at that, and you refer to it as a fun game, the 3-legged race. So imagine for the slaves, you are 10, you are tied 10. So it implies that if you are to move on the right, you are also supposed to move right. If you are moving left, you are also supposed to move left. The moment you interchange and one in the chain moves left when you're all moving right, it implies that there's going to be some kind of commotion within that area. So from there, we say they're forced to move to the coast because that was the obvious and that was the only way they could reach their destination. that to move because we had no transport network, we had no roads, we had the roads, but we never had the vehicles, we never had the railway lines, among others. So it was an obvious option for them to move or to walk. From there, these people, the people who are supervising them, the people who are moving with them, they were harsh. So they used to whip whoever was trying to lag behind. Okay? You try to stop, I'm weak, I've lost energy, or you are moving at a slow pace and you're making people to slow down within your group. They would cane you, okay? They whip you till when you move at a high speed so that people can benefit and enjoy life with you. So from there, another point talks about the people who are weak. In case you lose energy when you are moving, the moment you lose energy when you are moving, it was no more. They could leave you there and die. They leave you to die because they do not entertain whatever nonsense you have. For them, their role is to reach the coast, do the selling, do the buying, and then they move back for something else or for other business. So the moment you pretend to be weak, you have no option but to cut you off the chain, sometimes leave you there, and sometimes those people could starve to death because they have nothing to eat. If you survive, that's good, okay? That's good to your side. But to the worst of it all, they wouldn't leave evidence behind. If at all you lose out, they kill you before they proceed to another destination. Then those ones who would survive after being captured, they chain you, they transport commodities, they whip you, they do each and everything to you, but you still survive. Okay? There are those strong people. Like Elizabeth. Those strong people, Elizabeth. You find the Melan. Let me see who else is energetic there, who is strong. Melan, Elizabeth, Sibia. Ada is weak.
Teacher,
Ada
which
is
Elizabeth
weak.
are you talking about? Teacher, me.
Elizabeth Condolence.
Yeah, I don't know her.
There. Then you don't know her. That is good because some I know her. Then there is Akampa is not energetic. These are Simus may be energetic if they are true Bachigas, yeah?
Yes.
Amina.
These Bachigas can be energetic. Ruth, yes, then that Musoga can be energetic.
Amina.
They are also hardworking.
Harris.
Don't underestimate me.
Unless when you don't get to enough time. Hey.
Harris.
Hey, Perus, you're not a Musoga.
Yes. Teacher, I'm a Mchiga, Akampa, I'm a Mchiga. Don't underestimate me.
I'm a Muganda.
Teacher Kaihura.
Hey. Kaihura, you're also energetic. Anyway, we'll get to know.
Yes, teacher, I am.
Time will come when we are at school. I'll put things there and you carry and we see. The only person I pity is Zoe. So these people who could survive, even Denise, those bag issues are not easy. The Wanjukus are not easy, those bag issues. So those people could survive in all aspects. Yes? Denise, what is it?
I'm not Amgisu.
Okay, so, hey, sure. Anyway, we will see. Time will come and the time will tell. Time will tell, don't worry. Yeah, I'll have all of you. So,
She's a Kenyan.
it's from?
She's from Kenya.
Who?
Wanjiku, she's a Kenyan.
Denise.
Yeah.
Kenyans and Bagistus are not different. Unless when you come from the other side of the coast, but if you come from Western Kenya, if you're coming from Western Kenya, those were the same people, just that this borderline came in and divided us, that Kenya and Uganda. But those people be the same. So on reaching the coast, those ones who survived, the energetic people who survived, those ones who could make it, those ones who have the 6 packs and made it to the coast, they were given time to rest. They were fed well. They were nursed. Their wounds were nursed. And after, they were even dressed very well. After being dressed, they were put up. Reason being, all the things were done so that they impress the buyer. Okay? All the things done to impress the buyers. And then they say,
Yes.
yes,
There is someone using
yes,
someone using
SV4.
SVID. Can you change your name?
SSV4.
SHV.
Remove.
Just to remove if at all has refused, we are giving 1 minute to put there your name, or else we remove you.
I don't know what is overtaking. Okay, so that's what we are following up. Do the needful.
If Atosha has refused to remove her, don't argue with anyone.
I will remove those ones. Chase them out of class. So anyway, as you are working for this human creature to change, hope the creature has changed to the best of luck. Okay, so I was saying that these people were clothed, they're given good clothing, they're fed, they looked well, then that to put them up for selling. So that is after them reaching the coast. Then the routes which were used are the normal routes, which are during the long distance trade, okay? And how to talk about all of them, the central, the southern, the northern, and then the Kaltuma route, okay? What we will not forget about the Kaltuma route, this Kaltuma route was mostly dominated by the Sudanese, okay? And it was moving from the side of the north to Uganda and Bunyoro. Remember, what is it? Hey, at last you have muted, eh? Thank you very much. So, I'm saying, we should not forget about the routes, okay? We should not forget about that route, which is the Kaltuma route. It was mostly used by the Sudanese coming from the north, and they stopped in Buganda and Bunyoro. So the Baganda were the ones in charge of transporting and finishing up those commodities using the central route to the coast of East Africa. So when you talk about the northern route, you talk about their leaders who are the Akamba, okay? When you talk about the central route, We talk about the people dominated the central route and they were leaders of that route, and they were the Nyamwezi. When I talk about the southern route, we talk about the route which was dominated by the Yawo, okay, which were dominated by the Yawo. So for the Khartoumers route, it was dominated by the Sudanese. So those are 4 routes which are supposed to explain the way they are. Okay, don't even argue or even think of putting more in those points because they're not required. We require you to state the route and tell us the leader of the route. Sometimes even to where that route was leading, if I told you remember it. If you don't remember, but the most required of it all, it is the route and the leader of the leading group of the route. That's how you proceed when writing your points. Then lastly, we are talking about almost we are the last point of it. These people, after being fed well, they did each and everything so that they can attract the buyers. The way some of you do makeup so that you can attract the seers, as you are seeing. So we become seers, don't so? That's English now, English problem, and this is history. People are going to say, no, that word is not there. Hey, that is not English. Hey, it is not English, but it is history. So, the bit of it, people nowadays wear makeup, and mostly ladies, so that they can look attractive. So the same happened to these slaves. They used to do the makeup to them. They used to do everything needed out of them or required of them. They make them shower. They make them smell nice so that they can attract the buyers. When the buyer looks, he says, hey, yes, that's the person I'm supposed to go with. That's why they used to smear too much Vaseline, so that you can glitter. You glitter around. And people are like, yes, I want that one who is glittering. So that's how it moves on. But sometimes it could even look bad to some people. So they didn't know. Then the buying would be either in Kirwa, Mombasa, or Zanzibar, because those 3 places are the ones who have the highest and the largest slave markets in East Africa or the coast of East Africa. If at all the buying is not in Kirwa, it is either in Mombasa or it is in Zanzibar. So people transporting slaves, they're transporting them to those 3 towns, to those 3 areas. And that's how it used to be. Then lastly, after them reaching the coastal towns and they do the transaction, the exchange, the man and the goods, and the slaves are also given in, the only other remaining option was for them to be transported to Europe, to Asia, and even to America. Okay? So those 3 areas. So they can start off working and everything used to move on like that. So that is the introduction. That is the organization of slave trade. Okay? That is the organization of slave trade in East Africa. And after looking at it like that, before I proceed, is there any question someone feels like putting out within this slave trade organization? Yes, Elizabeth? Yes?
Teacher, I thought on this question of organization, I thought it's where you have to draw a map which takes 2 marks.
Exactly. You're supposed to draw the map, which takes 2 marks. When we are doing the map, we draw what we call a sketch map. Okay? We don't, by the way, even your heading, when you're writing your heading, you're supposed to write a sketch map because you cannot draw the actual map. You can't. In the exam, you can't draw the actual map. That's why we call it a sketch map. So if we call it a sketch map, what do we mark when you have drawn that map, when you have gone for marking? There are some funny things we do when we are marking. I'm now telling you what we mark on the map, okay? And take note of them. 1, we mark the title. Remember the map has two marks, okay? We mark the title. If the title is there, what is the title of this map? A sketch map showing the slave trade routes in East Africa. A sketch map. Yes, I'll show you the map. A sketch map of routes used during slave trade in East Africa. That is a half a mark, okay, for the title. 2, when you draw that frame, the frame or the box, so that not to call it a box and call it a frame, there should be something inside. So if you draw the map inside, even if it is wrong, even if the map is wrong, but there is something inside which looks like a map, are you getting it? You may say to draw there the map of Uganda because you don't know the map of the trade routes. You'll just get a mark for the frame, half a mark for the frame. So already have your one mark. Not so. From there, when you come to another aspect which you mark, the key. The key. So if your key is fine with it and it is moving on the right way it's supposed to move, indicating what is inside, and it is the right thing inside, you get half a mark. Then the drawing inside is the one which gives you another half a mark to make it to 2 marks. Are we there? So that is how we mark the map. That's why we call it a sketch map, because it is easy. It is very easy to be put down in case people want to draw it. You don't even waste time on it. Something small, chap, easy, then you move on. Now here, you have not been praying. Now that you are becoming too religious to go and pray for the national, for the prayer day. Okay? You want to tell us that you are going to pray. Yes, it is a public holiday. To those who have not been in public, and those who have not been enjoying the public holiday. But for us who have been enjoying the public holiday, we are still in the public holiday because we are given time off. So yes, every day is a holiday right now.
Yes.
Yes. So why tell us that?
No.
Why tell us that it is a public holiday? It is like somebody wanting to refresh. You are swimming, You want to refresh, and you get a bottle of water, and you pour it on your head. That you're washing your face. You're in the swimming pool, and you're getting water to wash your face. You have been swimming. So it's like this holiday, public holiday they are telling us. We're in the holiday, and that you are giving us another public holiday. Anyway, Uganda, we have no option. That's our Uganda. We have to enjoy. Okay, so those ones in the chat room, you can stop your wordings now. Now people, it's time to be patriotic, eh? Shadia, it's time to be patriotic. Kumbe, you have never been. Eh? Anyway. So I was saying that is all about the organization. So to summarize through all what you have had in this, summarize it through. One, what you have to understand when writing about the organization of slave trade. The people who, those ones who have the other book, or the other green book, my book for the summarized East African history, you can move to page 67. Page 67, that's where I summarized that organization. Yes, I recall that's where I summarized that organization of slave trade. Okay, one, we talk about the participants, those who participated, and those are 2 points. Okay, for the participants, we talk about the foreign participants, and then the local participants. We then talk about the exports and the imports. Those are the commodities. Okay, talk about the commodities which happen to take place, or the ones they used in the trading. Then talk about the exchange which was done. Okay, the data was okay. It was there, but on a minimal aspect. Then you had where the coal shells and the coins also being used. Translation. Stacy, mute your Kazindaro. Victoria, thank you. In the background, we have been hearing the hen and the cock fighting. So we talk of the transport, which was done by the human or the head portage. Then we talk about themselves, all the 4 routes which were used by the time. Then we come to communication, talk about the language used and the people who used to help in those languages. Then talk about how the commodities were acquired in this aspect. How did you acquire these commodities there? If at all they are there, write them there. The way, all the acquisition methods, from the exchange, the raids, the intertribal wars, the hunting, and those who are given in as gifts, okay? And those are also given as gifts, and also them. That is a question. Nankara, your hand was up. Is there a question?
I wanted to inquire about that book. How much is it?
The book?
Yeah.
The book is very cheap. It's very cheap. It is only 15K.
But we are now in lockdown. We can't get it. So
Okay.
please, draw for us the map.
I draw for you the map.
Yes, teacher, please.
I'm going.
Just a
Yes,
simple.
teacher, the work you're going over upload, over do what? Put for us the map.
I put for you the map, eh? Okay, I put for you the map. But still those Some people have that map when it was grown during the long distance trade. That map was there. I think those ones who cover the long distance trade, depending on this part of the teacher you have or the teacher you had by that time, I know that teacher gave you that map. If you didn't get it, then it's okay, but still you'll see it. I'll upload it there, okay? I'll upload it there and I'll give it to you. So don't worry about that, okay? So the map issue, that one is solved. Yes, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, your hand was up.
Cool. You've already answered what I wanted.
Hey, okay. You have survived. Now you are cool. Because if I thought it had remained the other way around. So that is organization of slave trade. Unless we have any question about those points, about that work of slave trade. Unless there is any question about it. People in the chat room are scaring us to think that you have questions. You are just saying hi. Okay? I'm just writing boo. Even after Zahara Yagalevio is in hello. She has not said anything. But tell her to text. She can text the hello from up to bottom. So anyway. So that's the organization, okay? That's the organization of slave trade. And the map is required where need be in case it comes. So the aspect we're going to look at now, we're going to look at the conclusion. How do we conclude in case this question of organization comes as our part B, when it is not part A? Okay, so if it is not part A and it is part B of the question, we have to conclude upon that question. So the only and only conclusion on any organization number, it can be organization of Indian Ocean Trade, it can be organization of slave trade, it can be organization of long distance trade, it can be organization of different states or state formations, among others. There is only one conclusion. Okay, there's only one conclusion. And what is that conclusion? That conclusion is the above. In conclusion, therefore, I told you there is no harm repeating that in conclusion, therefore, on each and every number of yours, because they're just 4 numbers. So in conclusion, therefore, there will be only 4. In conclusion, there are 4, because there are 4 numbers to conclude on. So in conclusion, there are 4. Okay. Slave trade was organized politically, socially, and economically. Full stop. That is enough. Don't even think of anything else. Because organizations are done politically, socially, economically, and religiously. Those are the only 4 aspects of how organizations are done. And that is the only and only conclusion we have in that aspect. Are we there? So there is no any other conclusion which can come in case we are talking about organization of these trades.
Excuse
Yes.
me, teacher.
Yes.
I tried to ask, is there an introduction?
An introduction, we talked about the introduction the other time when we were starting slave trade. That is the normal introduction in case of any question, or in case of any question of slave trade.
Okay,
The normal
teacher.
introduction which cuts across, it is the commercial transaction of buying and selling of human beings. That is the only introduction. Just in case you see any number and there is slave trade and the word slave trade is there. That is the introduction we have, okay? And it cuts across. So when it comes to conclusion on organization, I've not said on all other questions, but only on organization. Any question you see of organization, we only conclude it because organizations are organized politically, economically, socially, and religiously. Okay? Those are the only three. They are the only four aspects in which things are organized. So we do not have anything else. Okay? So that is the only aspect we talk about, or we talk of when we are talking about organization of these groups. Is it fine? And is it okay?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't want anyone to miss out and say, me, I didn't understand that organization. So that is what we put down in the organization chart. Whatever we write them politically. We write them because they are political, they're economic, they're social, and religious. Okay? So that's how we deal with those aspects. And to the good note of it all, by the way, that phrase can cut across all other conclusions in part B. Okay? If I told you have not mastered anything in any way or in any aspect, you can still do it that way. Because the only conclusion which cuts across all aspects, it is that. Okay? So there will be the organization doesn't have any order. Yes, at least now I like this. Now the chat room is becoming interesting to those who cannot talk, like Rihanna, asking that the organization have an order like the Portuguese conquest. The organization doesn't have any order. We pick the point wherever you put it. Even if you start with the slave trade routes, we'll mark them as long as they are right. Even if you put the middlemen first, then you bring the slaves as commodities next, then you put in the exchange, then you put in the routes, then you tell us how people are caned and flogged. There is no order in the organization of anything, okay? If at all it's all about trade. So there is no order in that organization, so we just give it a bar, and then we mark your work. The only order which is needed in organizations, it is order, but it is in the state formations, the decentralized and centralized. Because for those ones, we talk about their social life, we talk about their religious life, we talk about their political life. Was it centralized or was it decentralized? Or did they have clan heads, or they had kings and chiefs? So those ones we talk about them in that order, but still not the other part of it, but just in that aspect that religious, you talk about religious. If it is social, you talk about social. When it is economic, you talk about economic. When it is political, you talk about the political side of it. So that's where the order may come in that aspect. But here, in organization of trades, there is no order. What we look for is the matter you have. Does it have any sound in it? Does it make sense out of it when you're writing it down? If yes, there's no problem. We'll just give you a mark, and you enjoy your day, or you enjoy your party, because you do have passed. So that is it. Any other question? Sarah is asking, so you do not explain the organization. You explain the organization the way it is. Because if these people use the northern route, what are you going to explain about the northern route? Apart from telling us where it starts and where it ends, or where it passes, and the people or the tribe which is in charge. Because that is it, and that is how it is. You don't add in anything else. If people were flogged when they are moving to the coast, so you're going to tell us that they are flogged 10, others 20, others 15, some were 5, some become friendly to their masters and they couldn't cane them? No, because that is not there. They were wiped. I get it. They were caned. That is it, and that's the order of the day. They were killed. Those ones were killed. They were chained. Yes, they were chained. There's no way we're going to start explaining. Now you see, these people were chained, and the chain they used, these were metallic chains. You know, these ones of ropes were no more. People couldn't even access them. They are not there. Okay, so you could not explain more than that. Which other point? About the minerals. Minerals or the commodities are commodities. If there are slaves, there are slaves. There is no way we're going to talk about these. We're going to talk about the slaves. And next one, now we see the slaves there. These slaves were big, tall. These slaves, I think these slaves are now brownish because the one that I see, because of the mixture. But some slaves are also dark and too.
Teacher,
so whatever explaining, it will be something else. Yes.
Teacher, Guni was asking that should we write all the points as they're listed? Like let's say there are 15. Write all the 15, or we can maybe the ones that you've gotten were only 13 or 12. Is it a must that you have to put all?
Okay, so that one, let me go through it. I'm going to go through it. Let me first see. Regina is here. I'm a new student. And when I was there, they used to tell us that we write the conclusion in only part B, not A. And then the summary in only part A, not B. So is it the same here? Where should I start from? Regina. Regina, are you still at Trikona? Are you still in Nabingo, or you left Nabingo? You may be. Eh? You left. Okay. So you are now a student of Nabishons. Okay, which is fine. So someone was asking. So I'm going to explain that. Someone was asking that, anyway, normally, in those ones who are on, take note of this, okay? Because it is useful. Normally, the questions of organizational questions, they carry 13 marks. Okay? Their mark is 13 questions of organizations because they are broad. They need to be explained to the fullest. They have maps, etc. Are you getting it? If the question of organization is set in part A, of the question, okay? Like the way the paper was for last year in senior 4, because the organization was part A. 1, we have to know that 2 marks out of the 13 are for the introduction, okay? Then more 2 marks out of the remaining mark, which is 11, is for the map. Are we there? Okay. 2 marks are for the introduction. 2 marks are for the introduction. 2 marks are for the map, which means in your body, you're remaining with 9 marks. Not so. So if you're remaining with 9 marks, it implies that you're supposed to write 9 correct points. Okay? You're supposed to be having 9 correct points. But normally I tell people to be safe. Why do you write the 9 only? Because some may be wrong. Others may have been repeated when you don't know that you have repeated them because you are writing at a high speed. And so what do we do? To give yourself an allowance, it's better write 12. Write 12 points. Okay? Write 12 points. Because you'll have your 2 marks there, you'll have your 2 marks there for the introduction and for the map. So you'll already have the 4 marks. Right, there is no harm for it to write more than the 9 points which are required. Okay? So you'll have gained the 12 in case a point is wrong. Others will come in to substitute. In case they're all right, it's okay. They will count the 9 and you'll get the 13 marks. Are we there? It is a must. Yes. Continuity, it is a must to draw a map in the paper. Yes, so I was still on part A in case organization is in part A of the question. Okay? You only write the introduction, don't think of the conclusion because it is not required in part A. Now I'm answering 2 people at the same time. As I'm answering Regina at the same time, okay? In part A, we only introduce in part A and we only conclude in part B. That is history all over. We conclude in part B and we introduce in part A. So we move to another aspect. Okay, we have tried and the question has been sent in part A and we have seen how to handle it. So what about when part B of the question is the organization? Still you have your 13 marks there. Okay, what you have to know, 2 marks are off for the map, and then 1 mark is off for the conclusion, which means 3 marks are off. So you're working your body has to have 10 points. So if the question is having 13 marks, there is no harm for you writing 13 points in your body for emergency, just in case you have a repetition somewhere. These other mark, the 3 marks will come in to fill it up so that you get your full marks. Is that okay now?
Yes. Teacher, in the conclusion, you said politically, socially, religiously, was economically a mark.
Yes, economic is also part.
Yes.
Political, economically, socially, and religiously. Those are all among those things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write for you. I'm going to type in the WhatsApp. I'm going to tell you how these marks are distributed in case it is the organization. Okay, I'm going to write and I will post it there. Probably because time is not on our side anyway. just 4 minutes to go. So I'm going to put it there. Somebody asking, do they deduct my marks if I have no map? If you have no map, even if you write 20 points, when you write 20 points and they are all right, and you have your conclusion, which is okay, you'll still get 11 out of 13 because you don't have the map. And the 2 marks of the map are not there. So you'll not get the full mark unless when the map is there. If the map is there, you'll get the full mark. If the map is not there, you will not get the full mark. You'll just move on. And that's how it will be. So your 2 marks will be deducted. They will be off. Okay? The same happens in case you don't have an introduction.
So we are really drawn.
Conclusion.
You should drop a map, or you're going to send on the group.
I'm going to send you the map on the group. I'll send you the image of the map on the group. Okay?
Okay.
Because if I told if I had the chalkboard, I would have. But anyway, next time I'll tell you how to. When we meet at school or when they open, I'll give you just a small aspect of how to come up. No, by the time they open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, when they open next year, I will still tell you how to summarize that map because it has to take less than even a minute when you're sketching it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Those who are not on the group, your friends will share with you. Alicia, you'll be there.
Teacher,
even the map, you'll see it on the map. You'll even see it on the Google Classroom. It will be put there in the Google Classroom. Yes, our team.
Okay.
Yeah. I was asking because I remember last time you said we were going to discuss kingdoms. First, our teachers we just used to copy notes and he would barely explain. So if a question comes concerning kingdoms, we won't be able to answer. Most Southerners, I even think, or unless those ones who have been coaching elsewhere.
Southerners, all Southerners. Okay. Then Cleopatra, your hand is up.
So somebody's asking.
Cleopatra, your hand is. What is?
What is the Google code?
The Google code, the Google password for the Google Classroom.
Mr. Namdala.
You inbox Mr. Namdala. He has all your passwords. If you don't have one, the account they will
Teacher?
Yes.
Does that mean it's a must to draw the map?
Yes, it's a must to draw the map.
Okay.
It's a must to draw the map.
How many
Without
marks are in the map?
it, you lose marks. Marks are in the map. The map is allocated its own mark. Okay, so that is it. Have a nice Friday and a happy weekend. Enjoy your public holiday.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher, for teaching us.
Bye.
Bless you.
Bye-bye. Amina.
Lesson was so boring.
Gondoles. Bye.
So boring.
Wrong with Gondoles.
Sapphire.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, who is this?
Yana.
Hiya, boss.
What's the next lesson?